The second day of the NJCAA D3 Region 20 baseball tournament kicked off with a highly anticipated matchup between the number 1 seed, the Prince George's Owls, and the number 2 seed, the Montgomery College Raptors. The two had played twice during the regular season, and the Owls had won them both, but both games were nail-biters. PG gave the ball to Dakota McFadden, and he breezed through the first. MC countered with their top starter, Clayton Dwyer, and he seemed to be overthrowing in the first, and the Owls took advantage, getting RBIs from Dwayne Coleman and Harold Marte to grab a quick lead. The Raptors got one back in the top of the second when Darren Preble walked, went to second on a wild pitch, and then scored when Cole Wyckoff drove a McFadden fastball off the fence and right. But PG answered that with two more in the top of the second on a Brandon Crosby double to right center and a Coleman sac fly to center. MC got one back in the third when Wyckoff drew a bases-loaded free pass, but PG answered it and made it 5-2 in the fourth on back-to-back doubles by Crosby and Coleman. MC got one of those back in the fifth when Brock Antononi led off with a walk and eventually scored on Wyckoff's fielder's choice grounder. But again, PG answered in their half on a Ryan Faircloth homer down the line and right. MC scored twice in the sixth to make it 6-5 and then clawed their way back to a tie in the seventh when Pat Burke led off with a double, moved to third on a wild pitch, and scored on Naha Garcia's RBI groundout. And then in the eighth, Brock Antononi took James Wilcox's fastball to dead center field and over the 15-foot wall for a home run to give MC its first lead of the day. Dwyer, who had pitched a gutsy game, got into trouble in the bottom of the eighth, so head coach Dan Rasher turned to Greg Brown, and he promptly induced a double-play grounder to end the threat. After MC couldn't add to the lead in their half of the ninth, it came down to the bottom half. And sure enough, the Owls found a way, aided by a Raptor error and a balk, to pull it out on a Bay-Toe single, and then McFadden brought home Toe, who just beat the relay to hand the win to PG. The disappointing and stinging loss meant the Raptors would have to win 3 straight to defend their regional title, and that quest started just 30 minutes after the bitterest of losses, when they took on the CCAC South Tigers. And the Raptors showed the character that has come to epitomize the program under Dan Rasher. They got a quality start from Pat Burke, who is making just his second appearance of the year and his first start. And if he was nervous, he didn't show it. He threw 5 2/3 innings of scoreless ball, striking out 5 and walking just 1. He threw strikes, and his defense supported him nicely. And after a slow start, the Raptor offense got on track as they played small ball on their way to 5 runs in the third on a bases-loaded walk to Antononi, an unearned run, an RBI single from Wyckoff, a fielder's choice RBI by Brooks, and a double steal with Greg Brown swiping home. And with Burke sailing along, they added single runs in the fifth when Brown scored on a wild pitch, and another in the sixth when Jake Paholski drove in Garcia. They added 2 more runs in the eighth to wrap up the win, and now it all comes down to tomorrow against PG. The Raptors have to win 2 to defend their title, and if any team can pull off that feat, it's this one. They showed a lot today, pulling themselves off the mat to beat CCAC. And in baseball, anything is possible. For the Raptor Report, I'm Michael Brown.